to Significant TV, Significant Interviews, Significant Entrepreneurs. I'm Fran McNeil, your host, and with me today in the Radnor Studio 21 is Tonya Latney, RN, BSN, and CWP. And Tonya will be talking with us today about the Society of Women Business Owners. Tonya, welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's so exciting to have you here. And after learning before we got started that you're literally flying all over the country, I am really honored to have you with us.
Oh, I'm honored to be here.
Good, good. So, you know, your title comes with lots of initials. So let's start with the first set, RN. How'd you get that? What does it mean?
Registered nurse, bachelor in science. I decided years ago that I wanted to do some things that had some meaning to it to help people. So I decided to go back to nursing school after being a technician for some years, and so I can help people. So I've been a nurse for 20 years and still enjoy it.
20 years,
Yes.
wow.
It's challenging some days, but I love it.
Right. That truly is a service profession.
Yes, it is, yes. And the CWP is Certified Wedding Planner.
Certified Wedding Planner.
Yes.
How'd you get into that?
Well, you know, it's multiple sides of every person. So after being a nurse for some years, it was the entrepreneur bug that hit me that said something else is in me I need to birth out. So I started exploring what it was. I always did stuff with proms and partying and all that kind of stuff. So I realized I had a passion for doing weddings. So I went on and got certified and started doing weddings, and I love it.
So one of the things I hear about weddings, aside from the bride and then the mother of the bride, we always hear stories about the mother of the bride, is the bridezilla. In your experience as a wedding planner, did you ever experience the bridezilla?
Actually, I haven't.
Okay,
I think
good,
from the
good.
start, when you work with the bride and making her feel comfortable and that she's in control of her day, that you don't have to get the bridezilla. It's when you don't listen to her and things aren't going her way. But some things you start to say no to, but it's just a way you do it. So she doesn't become bridezilla.
Okay, good. And that's actually a great segue into really what I wanted to explore with you, because you are doing some really significant things. And one of the ways that we met was through yet another entrepreneurial activity, the Society of Women Business Owners. Why that organization? Why did you start it? And why is it so meaningful for you?
Well, coming from a professional life and going into an entrepreneur life, I didn't have anyone around me to help me with that shift, what it meant to stop working a 40-hour job to try to do your own. So I went through a lot of challenges in that transition. And one of the things I wanted was for another woman not to experience that, for her to have a family of women in business around her that she can ask questions. So that was really the reason why I started, so that we can join together in sisterhood and be able to pick up the telephone and say, listen, I'm trying to decorate my new office. How can I do that less expensive? Because business takes money.
It does take money, right.
So if we can do it in a less expensive way and some great tips, so that's what it's really about, connecting women so that you can get to where the next level is for yourself.
Okay. When you look at your membership, sort of the society, who's in the society right now?
Well, that's the exciting part about it. I am on the mission to tackle all 50 states.
All 50 states.
So I want to have women represent all 50 states in society. So, you know, because a lot of business now, people want to do international or state to state. So if you have a woman in Atlanta and you're in Philadelphia and you want to expand, then you can go right to the listing and say, I'm going to call her and see how we can connect and network. So my first mission, actually this week starting, is going to be Alabama. So I'm going out there to meet some business women and start the mission. Right now, I would say I have maybe 10 states representing society on the site.
That's impressive.
And one international.
Okay.
From the Bahamas.
From the
that
Bahamas.
I work with.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm loving it.
How often, do you have to schedule a meeting individually with that person?
Well, the thing is, I was doing monthly meetings, but now that I'm flying a little bit, I got it off schedule a little bit. But now I'm going to start back the monthly networking events, and with meeting women in different states, then I can get there and have them host a networking event, so that we can all connect. So that's the goal for this year.
So that is significant. Yes. So you're clearly in Pennsylvania. What are some of the other states aside from to be Alabama?
Las Vegas. So I do a lot of stuff in Las Vegas right now. So
Nevada.
Yes. So that's the two states I've really have stepped into, but. I'm on a mission this year.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And we're not even in June.
No.
So you've got time.
Yes.
Even 20% towards your goal. It's important to set those goals and then achieve them.
That is so important. That's one of the business goals is setting some goals. So writing it down.
Writing it down.
Writing it down. You got to see it.
Right. Got to see it.
Got to see it.
The goal should be smart, specific,
and
measurable.
That's right. That good old whiteboard is always your starting point. So yes.
Wow. So you have this society. You're in different states. You want a place for women to share.
Yes.
What do you think the society will look like in 3 to 5 years?
Well, I have an organization that I'm kind of looking at, and I want to be like them.
Okay.
So I want it to
aspiration.
I want it to be very large. I just want it to be global, large, and really impacting women everywhere.
Okay.
So, big growth.
Okay. Good. Now, one of the things that I know about you is that the wedding planning skills are transferable.
Yes.
And I guess it was last year you had an event and you pulled together women of all ages, all backgrounds. Tell us a little bit about that event, because I think it is reflective of the kinds of activities that the society can expect based on the interest of members.
Well, one of the things I think with women in business, you need to focus on being holistic. So the whole point of that conference was to bring different women, as you was one of my speakers, in different areas, meaning your health, your finances, because number one, if you're not healthy, you can't do anything.
Absolutely.
No matter how many visions and dreams you may have, if you are not healthy, it's not going to happen. So my whole goal with that conference was to have a woman to look at her whole self. You know, the spiritual aspect of yourself. Do you take time to meditate? Right. Do you pray? Do you have time where you just are quiet? Because you have to have quiet space to hear what the plan is. If you're always moving, always talking, you got to have time to listen. So the whole point of that was to have a woman look at the holistic part of her being and say all these, you have to have balance. So it's really all about balance.
Okay.
So do I have balance to be successful in whatever my entrepreneur or my business or my dream is? Do I have balance to even achieve it? So that's the whole goal, and that's what I like about society, is that I'm able to pull different women from different arenas to help women in business to look at that. You know, I'm a nurse. I don't really focus on that in the business arena. I mean, it helps sometimes when I do weddings to know that if you're going to pass out as the bride, you know, I got you covered.
Okay.
But, you know, that's not what my focus is. Right. So I had a nurse practitioner who came in, that addressed those areas, diabetes, hypertension, because those are the factors as we get older as women that we need to look at. And as busy women, we need to look at our diet. You know, we're always on the go. Are you eating right? Right. Are you getting the proper rest? So it's so many factors. So that was the whole focus, and that is my focus with women. Are you doing this thing holistically?
Right. Well, holistically, it is important for women to have the balance. And one of the things that I often encourage people to do is focus their energy for action.
Yes.
As you are pursuing your goal of having women members in every state, what will be the rest of your focus for 2016?
Let's see. Staying healthy. Mm-hmm. And really following my own goals of staying holistic.
I wonder.
So I actually have been getting in the gym myself. Okay. I have a trainer. Because, as age start creeping up, you have to start looking at some other things, So, and really taking this quiet time because I am busy. Nurse, flight attendant, business owner, you're busy. So making sure I have that time where I am quiet so that I can hear the plan, the next direction, the next step. So that's for myself, along with attaining all these beautiful women from all these states.
Terrific. Yes. So we have a few minutes. Okay. Can you give us an example of what being quiet looks like?
For me?
Tonya, yes.
When I come home, no television, no radio, no phone, just a quiet room. And it's so funny because at my mother's house, I did that and she came into my space and she goes, "Why is it so quiet in here?"
And I know where your mother went.
Why so quiet? Because I need this. You need this time. So everybody don't understand that. So that's what I do. I'm quiet. I don't talk. I'm just totally quiet.
And for how long? I can imagine people texting me right now. So how long does she do that for?
Sometimes it's hours.
Oh, wow.
It is hours that I am just doing absolutely nothing. Because when you're busy, you need that. You need to get re-energized. Because if you're constantly putting out, you have to fill up. So you have to do that in your quiet space.
Excellent.
So if you always have the radio or television, it's always stimulus. You need to shut it down.
Wow.
Shut it off.
Shut it down, shut it off. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Powerful. Tonya, I'm so glad that you were with us today.
Yes,
I want to read your website, and I know it's probably appearing on the bottom of everyone's screen, but Society of Women Business Owners. If someone wanted to get in touch with you, what should they do?
Go on the website, send me an email, dial a telephone number. I will call you back.
Okay, terrific. Well, Tonya, it's been a pleasure having you here. Congratulations on achieving degrees, RN and BSN, and the certification in wedding planning, again, I see is serving you well.
Yes.
You are helping to have people realize their dreams.
Yes.
And that's powerful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And folks, thanks for joining us today. Significant TV, Significant Stories, Significant Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Fran McNeil, and join us for our next 15-minute interview.